Good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. Yes, still named Integrative Preparedness. We're thinking about a name change, but we'll let you know about that. Or I will let you know. I say we as if there's a big committee talking about this, and there's not. It's just me. But I've had a lot of suggestions, and I've asked you all for your name suggestions, and you've given me some good ones, and I appreciate that. Want to get the name of the channel a little bit closer to really what we talk about here, which is a positive approach to preparedness, not the old negative stuff that you're so many are so used to. So yes, as of today, still integrative preparedness, but make sure that you are subscribed so that when the name changes, you'll recognize when you get a little ding and it says the new name and it has my face on there or whatever. It'll be the same channel with a new name. I want to talk today about something, a very serious issue, a very serious subject that I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about before. And I doubt whether most people have even considered it, but it is, in my opinion, one of the most important subject in preparedness, and that is prepper suicide. Before we get to that, I want to remind you of our sponsor, the Stonemont series. Yes, my books, the books that I have written, working on the 8th one now. It is a collection of novels that is what I say, the complete plan for preparing for, surviving, and rebuilding after a total collapse of everything. It is an amazingly, the guy who wrote the foreword for the first couple of books said it is an amazingly positive story about an amazingly negative situation. And that's exactly how I approach things. It's a story about a family who, as a result of their preparedness, was not only able to continue living a high quality life after the collapse of everything, but was able to help other people. And I talk about, of course, the collapse of the world. I deal with a lot of the bad stuff, but I concentrate on solutions. You'll love the story. You'll learn a lot. People have told me they've read through the whole series 5 times and continue to see things that they missed the first 4. It's the reversion, the revival, the renewal, and appeal to heaven, the blessings of freedom, hostages to fortune, and the most recent one, which is On Wings Like Eagles. You can get them a couple of ways. You can get them either through Amazon. The link is down below, and in Amazon you can get them. Ooh, I just bumped you. You all right? You can get them in either paperback or Kindle or Audible. Or you can get them a better way, which is directly from me through our website, stonemont.us. And if you get them from me, and if you order them that way, I get to sign them for you, write a little message in there for you. And also on the website, you can't do it through Amazon, but on our website, you can order the whole series, which is the way most people do it, really. Because when you get done with the first one, you want the second one right away, and then the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh. And maybe by the time you're done with the 7th, I'll have the 8th one finished. But you can get the whole collection, and when you do that, you get a nice discount, because when we send them out as one shipment, we save on package and handling and shipping and postage and all that, and we pass on the savings to you. Oops, I almost dropped it. Let me hold them up one more time before I get out of this. And when you do it as a set, we also toss in the Stonemont notebook, and I use mine all the time for lists and thoughts, and keeping track of my all sorts of things. You'll like that. So the Stonemont series, if you haven't read them and you're serious about preparedness, or if you just like a great story, I suggest this be the next thing that you do. Okay, let's get to the subject of prepper suicide. Yesterday, my daughter, who is in middle school, went to the celebration of life for a classmate of hers who had committed suicide over spring break. They were on, you'll see what this has to do with it in just a second. They were on vacation somewhere, I forget where, it doesn't matter where. They were on vacation as a family, and he went back to the room for a while, and when he didn't come back, they went and looked for him, discovered he had taken, well, he had, I won't say how, he had committed suicide. Some of you remember that I said just a month or two ago, the young girl across the street from us who was in my son's class, my oldest son. She was a senior getting ready to graduate, highly accomplished young lady, committed suicide, shot herself with her father's gun. I got a recent email from a church that I used to attend. I don't attend anymore, but I just haven't unsubscribed from their email list yet. And one of the things that the pastor said in his note was that he had presided over 4 suicides services just recently, within the last couple of months. One was 12, one was 14 years old, one was 24, and one was 54. So a broad gamut there. And as you've heard me say, I've dealt a lot with suicidal ideation and such as that when I was in security at the hospital and all that. It is a rampant problem. I was talking to my brother yesterday, and we said we never knew anybody, never heard of anyone who killed themselves or tried to when we were younger. It's a different world. And a lot of people are going to blame, they're going to blame social isolation, and there's something to that, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. And the social media and the increasing degradation of our society and the collapse of family, whether the parents are still together or not. If they're emotionally unavailable, it's the same as being gone, or if they're just wackos, to be honest. But there could be a lot of reasons. But I want to bring this back to prepper suicide. And most of these things, and I have known people who told me later that they had gone through episodes of suicidal thoughts. One of the common denominators, or some of the common denominators, are the feelings of social isolation, feelings that they don't fit in, not being able to find themselves in the world, to find their spot, a feeling that they are so different than the world around them, and then a feeling of being disappointed in their lives and not knowing what to do about it, and feeling that there is nothing they can do about it, and that suicide is the only reason or the only solution. Why do now let's talk about prepper suicide. Do I know a lot of preppers who have committed suicide? Not personally, but I see a lot of, let me preface it this way. I study things, let's put it that way. I study people as well as subjects. And over the last 20 or so years, I have essentially studied those people who have said they're involved in preparedness. People who I know myself, people that I have seen at preparedness functions and events. And then I read a lot of comments, and some of them on this channel, but many comments on many other channels. Even if I don't watch the videos, I'll get a sense of what the video is about, and then I'll read the comments, because I want to know what the feeling of the preparedness world is as it's developing, as is common. And I've seen a troubling development over the last at least 10 years, and that is feelings of depression, feelings of isolation, feelings of fear, feelings of anxiety among those who consider themselves preppers. Now, here on this channel, I don't see a lot of that at all. I see mostly very positive people. And when I had a chance to meet a lot of our viewers at the last year's gathering, boy, I tell you, they're an exceptional group. These are not the kind of people who suffer from that. At least as far as I know, they all seem very, very positive and very, very good folks. But I see it in the comments. And the things that so many preppers find themselves, and I think that many get into preparedness from a good position, or maybe from some fear and anxiety. And I don't consider those good motivators, and I will argue that all day. We'll have people come on and say, well, fear is a good motivator. No, it's not. Fear is not a good motivator. Responsibility is a good motivator, because fear comes from without, and there is no such thing as external motivation. It might cause you to do something, okay? But cause is different than motivation. And so when I read so many of the comments, I read comments such as, well, this world, there's no hope in the world, or I'm doing so badly, and this for the most part on other channels. Just really depressing messages. And I know that they're kind of attracted to the channels that are depressing. But I'm saying this to you on this channel because maybe you know people who are like this in your lives, and maybe you can help them. Preparedness is the most positive thing you can do, because it should be the result of hope, right? Hoping for a better future, hoping, a mixture of responsibility and hope. But too many people don't see it that way. And so if you know people who come at it from the negative standpoint, I hope that maybe you can think about this and help them out. So the same depression and anxiety and social isolation and despair and feeling of hopelessness that we see in those who commit suicide in the society as a whole, I see reflected in so many comments on other channels, or in the general population of people who consider themselves preppers. Now that's different than, if you're new to me here, I distinguish between preppers and PMPs, or preparedness-minded people. Preparedness-minded person is one who has made preparedness a positive part of their life, and not only as a result of their efforts, not only have they prepared to continue to live a high quality life after whatever happens, much like the story in my book, but as a result of those efforts, also improve their lives today. See, so that means that they're not fearful of the future. They're preparing for a better future. They're building their life, but each day their life becomes better as a result of their preparedness. See how that works? But too many, it's not like that. And when they succumb to the feelings of hopelessness and despair and all that, and they're among those are people who actually come at it from a religious standpoint, and those who say, I don't have to. I saw a video. I don't remember whether the comment was on my channel or another channel, but somebody said, I don't have to prepare. Jesus is coming soon. Well, Jesus told you that you don't know, and this is a person who has apparently given up on this life and very much hopes for the next one. And I'm going to do one sometime in the future. It's on my list about preparedness death cults. Those who want the end right now. We are so lucky to be living in this day. The end is coming. The end is nigh. Blah, blah, blah. People have been calling for that for 2,000 years, just sure that Jesus was coming. And Jesus himself said, you will not know. You will not know. And the argument, of course, they come back with, yeah, but he's told us the seasons and the times. No, every generation has thought that. But so many people fall for this it's almost a suicide, in that I don't want to live here anymore. Do you see where I'm going with that? And when you separate yourself from the positives of life, when you separate yourself from dealing effectively and positively with the world around you, Because you should, as a responsible person, when you separate yourself from that, you have essentially cut yourself off. You have cut your life off from the world around you. That is not literal suicide, but it's emotional and mental suicide. You're cutting yourself off. Do you see? When you allow the anxiety and the depression and the hopelessness, and I shouldn't say you, but when a person allows themselves, to internalize that hopelessness and despair and anxiety and all of that, they have killed a part of themselves. They have killed the best part that God gave them. And so they have essentially committed partial mental, emotional, and spiritual suicide. Now, what's the results? What's the ramifications of that? Well, the ramifications could be a life, a continued life that is much less than it should be or could be. It is not a positive life. It's a negative life from here on out. It has negative ramifications on the person themselves and on their families. I have seen a number over the years of preppers who essentially have allowed it to destroy their families because they became so paranoid of the world and things out there happening in the world and life itself that they really allowed it to separate themselves from their families and from their leadership responsibilities to lead a family positively and with strength and with hope and with determination. And none of those things is present in a person who's operating from despair, anxiety, depression, and things like that. So you're supposed to be, and again, I will throw in a religious reference here. So many of the people claim to come from a religious or a specific Christian background, but they come off as so depressed. You're not supposed to live a depressed life. You're supposed to live a joy-filled life. You are supposed to have a peace that surpasses all understanding. And through that, you will get the life that God has intended for you. So, my message today is I hope that you are not suffering from this figurative prepper suicide, killing part of yourself because of your anxiety and paranoia of the world around you. And it's preparedness by which you express that. And I certainly hope it doesn't affect you, but if you know people who are like that, maybe this will make you think about that. Maybe you can reach out and help them. Give them a hand. Let them know, hey, your life, God gave you a life. You're supposed to make something of it. You're not supposed to be dragging ass and whining and everything about, oh, the world is terrible. Oh, there's evil in the world. Oh, there's this and oh, that. Jesus, come take me now. You're supposed to do what he told you to do. You're supposed to go out there and live a life of salt and light, to have an effect, a positive effect on the world around you, not to give up, not to hide, but to get out there and contribute and allow him to guide you and direct you and use you for his purpose. And his purpose is never for you to withdraw from society or the people around you and to live a life of depression and anxiety. Okay? All right. That's it. A reminder, if you need a reminder, if you want a real positive story, a positive lesson in preparedness, you can't get any better than the Stone Mount series, available through Amazon or directly from me. Those links are down below. You'll love the story and you'll learn a lot. And think about it. Do you know people who may be suffering from this prepper suicide? Reach out to them. Help them. Bring them back. Let them, show them through your own example that the world may have its problems, that you have, or you should be, the solution under the good Lord himself. Okay? Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. And remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. Bye-bye.